Hi there, I'm Jennifer Angel, and this is my week ahead report for May. We're already in May, right? So, okay, let's get started. So I'm going to go through the planetary report first, as usual, and then I'll give you a quick recap on per sign, okay? And then, of course, you can go along to jenniferangel.com and read it and have a look at the blog as well. Very interesting month and time that we're in. So, okay, let's get into it. So, first of all, the sun connects with planet Mercury and in Taurus. Okay, now, although this is not an unusual interaction because the sun and Mercury do travel, very close together. So, but right now Mercury is retrograde, and the connection with the sun gives that, added boost of energy. Now we're past this, what's called the storm, the most disruptive period when it goes in and out of the retrograde. So normally things would start to settle down around now I say, and this is a great time to get work done, get the things, organized, fine check things, read between the lines, and just really get a lot of work done, like getting ready work, behind the scenes. Now I say usually because, right now we're in between two eclipses, so that sort of, intensifies it even more, right? So you can use this intensified energy, the sun and Mercury, to your advantage. You want to, revisit anything from the past that needs to either be healed, brought out to the open. And, of course, when I go through your individual signs, it'll give the vibration per sun sign of how that's affecting. But, the real energy comes from your birth chart. Okay. So, right now is a great time just to have a session to see how all this is affecting you. If you're not on my email list at jenniferangel.com, get onto that because, I send out a lot of information, plus specials. I do have a special on at the moment. Not sure how long that's going to stay there. So once again, good time to go to the site, either for coaching or, readings. Okay, so, but the one thing you want to do when you're just like finalizing things and bringing things out to the open, just don't be tempted to play any games. You want to really speak from your heart, just be straight, okay? Truthful, honest, and sincere. Make sure that there's some sincerity there. And one of the ways to do that is to just talk about how you feel rather than talk about what someone else has done that you haven't been happy with, or how you think that they could do it better, just saying, well, this is how I feel about the situation. Who can argue with that? No one, right? Okay, so next, Pluto, so transformational Pluto, so right at the start of May, is going to commence its retrograde transit. Well, it heads back into Capricorn, okay, where it's been for 16 years or so. And it's going to stay there through to early January 2024. Then it will enter Aquarius and stay for most of the year. So, just heads up, next year it will also go back into Capricorn around the third quarter, just for a few months, and then it's going to head back into, it's like it just like pops back in and then heads back into Aquarius, and it's going to settle in Aquarius for the best part of 20 years. So it's a very, very different, vibration. I have done a whole video podcast and report on that. So, if you're interested in Pluto, it's a long time move, so it's a major move in everybody's personal chart. Okay, so source that out on my site and have a listen to that. Okay, so, during this next 18 months, while Pluto is going backwards and forwards between Capricorn and Aquarius, you can sort of have some mixed feelings about this because, Capricorn is about following the traditions, setting boundaries, trying to work it, within the boundary. And, then Aquarius is like doing what feels right. Okay, so the traditions and what feels right for you and the authorities and your freedom loving Aquarius, that can be very different. So it can be unsettling or frustrating, and in some case it can show up in just rebellious behavior, so not just on a one-to-one person, but on world affairs as well. So there's going to be sort of some conflict there while people are sorting out what their values are. This is a great time to get in touch with what are your highest values in life. I have a whole program on that within my coaching program, and sometimes it's not what you think. It's very, very revealing as we work through that. So, moving through the week, let's keep going. So Venus will square Neptune, and watch out for this. It can cause you to second guess or doubt yourself, okay? Because it is a square, so it is challenging. Not a heavy square between these two, but still, right now with Mercury retrograde and the eclipses, the last thing you want to do is to second guess yourself. You want to sort of make up your mind, who you are, what you want to do, make a plan, get there, and stay, steadfast on that. Don't let other people, talk you out of following your dream. Okay, so and don't get involved in mind games. If someone feels someone's sort of trying to do a little mind game, like they're saying, oh, I'm only here doing the best thing for you, but they're really just trying to control you. Step away from that. Just take a couple of, steps back and sort of just watch, listen, learn. Because for all of us right now, it's more powerful for us to go in and trust our intuition. I'm not saying don't listen to people. Certainly, relationships are what makes the world go round. But don't step away from your own intuition as well. So there's two major events happening this week on the 5th of May, okay, when this month's full moon is a lunar eclipse. So the full moon itself is intense. You put like an eclipse in there and it's even more intense. It's in Scorpio, so, that's another layer of intenseness. And for the moon to be in the full moon eclipse to be in Scorpio, it means the sun is in Taurus. So you've got that sort of axis. So this is the second eclipse. They always come in pairs, and we're still riding through the Mercury retrograde. Oh, that's pretty neat. Two words together. Mercury retrograde. I wonder if we can put that in the astro sort of words, notes. So the ride can be a little bit bumpy, so you do want to fasten your seatbelt because the full moon represents endings and beginnings, so it helps you just sort of let go of things. That's like that's sort of a pretty intense sort of energy. So you want to get, it's this are you just going around in circles? You feel like you're on a little hamster wheel. Is it no longer serving you, whether people, things, situations, And so these are the questions you want to ask yourself. And then you layer on top of that, that Scorpio and Taurus are both fixed signs. And, I always say there's only one sign that's perhaps more controlling than a Capricorn. I'm laughing because I am a Capricorn and I do have 3 planets in Scorpio. So, it's like a toss-up. Who is the most controlling? I know textbook says Capricorn, but, Capricorn or Scorpio. So, you know, and what this can do, certainly what I find in my life, having, you know, an abundance of this in my chart, is you can tend to hang on just too tightly, you know, and it's sort of like a bit of a stress feeling. It's like, okay, we've got to get everything in order. Let's hang on so tightly. They're fixed signs, so it's definite, you know, views and ideas. So you want to just during this time be a little more flexible, you know, try to go with the flow. Think of the Scorpio energy with the water, you know, think calm waters. Do whatever you can to stay calm, one, and stay in your happy place, two. How do you stay in your happy place? Find out what puts a smile on your face and just do more of it, okay? And it can be like visions or music. I have music that puts in my happy face. So I used to have my little puppy dog, for those who've been watching me for a while. He definitely used to put me in my happy place all the time. So anyway, you just use whatever is put you in your happy place, okay? When you can do that, let go a bit or a lot, and try to go with the flow more, try to be, you know, responsive rather than reactive, and just see what transpires, see what comes next, okay? So your best move forward right now is to take a step back. I know that seems strange, but, you know, whatever happens, as I said, try not to react. This is a time just to, you know, try to respond in a calm and controlled manner. So catch yourself if you're, because you know what, we all have buttons that are pushed, right? All of us, you know, we're still learning to, you know, what is a lesson? That button's being pushed. I'm like being reactive. What is the lesson here? How can I change that? How can I heal it? Okay. And once you do that, you no longer need to attract that a lesson. A big part of this is really getting to know who you are and loving who you are, loving and liking who you are. And I know that's a really old cliche, but it's true. It's true. And that's why I love astrology so much, because I always think, you know, when you get into, you know, an astrology chart, then you know, it reveals your zodiac DNA, your blueprint, you know, and people sort of say, yeah, I get that now, you know, and we reframe it, have a look at it. A chart reading is more expensive because it takes more work, more time, preparation to give it, and so on. If someone would like a chart reading, but you know, it's a little above your budget, then let's do something else and I can do a mini chart, okay? And look at the main areas, because such valuable, you know, information. Just book whatever you can. There's a special on the site at the moment as well. I'm not sure how long that's going to be there. And, you know, we'll take it from there, because I don't really want anybody to miss out on chart work, because it's powerful and revealing. Okay, so as I said, the best move forward is to take a step back, okay? Because, and you want to sort of just be a little bit of a witness to your life, because what transpires under the eclipse energy can seem challenging, but, you know, when you look back, you can go, wow, that really was my greatest blessing. I mean, of course, the challenge is to know at the time that even though this is challenging, I know this is happening for me and not to me. So there's a lesson here. It may be opening up another avenue. If that avenue is closed, then another avenue can open up. It's just not evident yet. You just can't see it yet. Okay, so you want to sort of be a little patient, okay? Because I know the Aries out there are not sort of into patience. Okay, so the other event on this same day, the 5th, is that Venus is interacting in what's called a sextile astral aspect. with Jupiter. So Jupiter is very abundant energy, and Venus and Jupiter together in this, sextile or trine or conjunct is amazing energy. It's really manifestation energy. So Jupiter opens up the opportunity. Venus, is about love and money and relationships. And, if you get those two right in your life, then you should have something to be happy about, okay? So, but to make the most of this planetary interaction, excuse me, be careful to monitor and be conscious and mindful of what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're acting, and what you're saying. Okay, so basically what you're putting out to the universe. So, be mindful of it and start to notice if you're always saying, oh, I gotta do that, or I need to do that, or this isn't working, or so it's very powerful, because what you do, act, say, I mean, that sort of comes from your belief. It also can be habitable, so if it's a habit, you can change the habit through repetition, but it takes a bit of work. So yeah, you got to do the work, all right? So, the sextile, so it brings opportunities, possibilities. So another reason to find that, happy place, because it's real hard to be angry when you're happy. And, gratitude, for instance, is the same energy of success. So the happier we can be and the more grateful we can be for life, excuse me, opens up the doorway for manifesting what you want in your life rather than what you don't want. Because guess what? If you keep focusing on what you don't want and you're unhappy about life, well, you're going to get more of that. Okay. So it's a week to observe and, just to know whatever happens, there is more to come. There's really a lot of stuff going on and working behind the scenes right now. So you want to just hold your judgments. There's a blessing in there somewhere. You just may not have seen it right now. Okay. All right, so let's go through the sun signs and just quickly, this copy is on the website. It's actually written for Star Magazine and, published in Star Magazine. So it's just a short grab. Okay, so Aries, this is a week of opportunity. So be confident and be ready to take on whatever comes your way, okay? You can make progress on your goals now, especially with new studies. Avoid being impatient, right? And staying focused on the results, okay? Not on what not happening, focused on where you want to go. Money matters as well as family affairs are also on your mind during this time. Taurus, you're a practical, down-to-earth person, Taurus, and these attributes help you take care of the loose ends and get your affairs in order. And with Mercury retrograde in your sign, this is a good time to do that. So with relationships, like communication is key. Once again, with Mercury in your sign, opens up communication. And so that's key to, gaining successful outcomes and harmonious results. The full moon can shine a light on the situation, and full moon is right opposite in your relationship zone, so it's going to shine a light on relationships. And remember, adversity can then go into harmony. Gemini, Venus is in your sign, so it does encourage you to be sociable and outgoing. I know as a Gemini, you love that. And if you're looking for love, then guess what? This could be your lucky week. Your focus can shift from love to money. So, with some urgency also, there is to review your financial affairs. How are you looking after your money? Are you happy with it? Is your mindset right? And if we're at work, if a creative idea hits, some opposition, then don't give up. Things can be delayed in a Mercury retrograde as well, so just try a different approach. Cancer, as love goddess Venus makes her way to your sign later in the week and will join Mars in your sign. And so Mars is the passionate love duo and Venus is romance. So, love is on high alert for you now. So pay attention to the communication you have with others, especially as Mercury is retrograde, right? And just keep your schedule flexible at work. Be open for different options and possibilities and opportunities that come your way. Okay, so for Leo, past issues concerning love or family, or possibly both, that still need to be healed, then they can, surface to the, come to the surface this week. But what it does do, it gives you a chance to heal. It gives you a chance to have a fresh start, okay? And that's to do with the eclipse energy. So watch out for that, brace yourself for it, but know that it can turn out to be better. And as Venus moves closer to your sign, it's a message for you not to settle with love, okay? And instead just to focus on the type of relationship that you would love to have, what you desire and what you deserve, okay? Okay, so Virgo, stand by for love, okay? Romantic connection can have you clearing your calendar in a moment's notice, but, don't get infatuated with what a relationship could be. Just see the truth of it and take it one day at a time. See what eventuates, enjoy the process. And now you want to be careful in the process not to let your work slip, as you still have your responsibilities. So you're a very responsible person. So I don't see that happening, but it's about balancing. And you want to be smart with your money. Things are not always as they seem. So tune into your instincts. Libra, so be careful that you don't take on too much during this time, Libra. Don't take on more than you can physically handle at work, okay? You like to be there and put your hand up to help people out, but you know what? You've got to look after your own to do this first. So you want to produce quality work too, not quantity. So, and you also want to enjoy a good return for your effort. So make sure, what you're putting out, then you're getting compensated well for it too. Focus on your health during this time. It's a, time for a well-being overhaul, let's say. And with love, put honesty and straightforward and candidness right on the top of your love list, okay? All right, so Scorpio, when it's about love, allow yourself to be flexible enough to consider a different way of thinking, okay? Things don't always have to end up and go like the route that it's expected. Nothing's set in stone, so you can make your own rules. This is a good time to do that. With money, slow down with making decisions. Just wait for more information to come through. We are in the Mercury retrograde period. We do have a lunar eclipse in your sign. So things are sort of intense and rocky. Just make sure whatever decisions you make, then you feel good about them. Okay. Personal or professional, this is a time to build close relationships to get ahead. Okay, so the Scorpio, you generally sort of keep relationships as long as they don't stab you in the back, of course, then that's another thing. But you generally do have long-term relationships. Okay, so Sagittarius, with love on your agenda, don't decide too soon. You want to think through your long-term objectives and just make sure a situation is really what you want and how you want it. Mind you, if you have a connection with someone, then a little compromise can go a long way as well, all right? So at work, connect with people who can help you to fine-tune your plans, people that can help you get it into like that big vision down into a action plan with, details and decisions and timing that you can, move forward with. So because life is pretty hectic at the moment, so for always really for a Sagittarian, but right now, so you want to use your time productively as possible. Capricorn, so you can meet the love of your life now, Capricorn. Yay. Okay. But make sure that you're not too rigid about who and what you want and who you'll accept in your life. Okay. So which means love may not come in the package that you suggest, that you sort of put out there. So just be open to that. And if you have an upset with a friend during this time, then tell them how you feel. Okay. When you internalize your feelings, then what happens is they can build it out of proportion. I mean, it's been proved now that even our memories, we can literally make up 50% of it. We try to rebellish it. Well, every time we say it, we add a little bit. So things, and when we're feeling tense about things, then they can build out of proportion. At work, just be your normal ambitious self and make sure that you're negotiating the best money deals for yourself. Okay, because for you, Capricorn, you put in the same amount of work, whether you're getting paid a low amount or a high amount, because that's your work ethic. Okay, so Aquarius, your family and home environment are top priorities right now. And if you need to put in some work to fix a problem, then don't delay, just get it sorted out. But you want to leave time for some love and fun too. So it's a balance about being responsible and being flexible and open enough, having enough freedom to just have some fun. All right. At work, people in authority can either help or hinder you right now. But one thing's for sure, everybody seems in a hurry. So try not to get caught up in the busyness of someone else's plan. If you need time to think about things, then take it. Okay. Okay, Pisces, be positive about your work and money always, but particularly during this time, because a creative venture or opportunity can be successful now. You want to just keep moving it forward, just keep pushing it forward and, getting a momentum going on it, all right? It's really important not to let your logic override your instincts. You are a dual sign, two fishies. One is highly analytical, one is highly intuitive. So make sure when you're doing the analytical thing, that you don't block out your intuition. Or as always, keep your mind on the outcome. Keep your mind where you're heading. Now, a love connection can start for you, but with Mercury retrograde, you want to listen carefully to what's going on. Watch for green and red flags right up front, okay? People generally show us who they are right up front. It's very interesting. We just don't want to see it because, it's that love feeling, particularly when you're first connecting with someone, is so amazing. But yeah, those signs are generally there. Okay, so love, luck, and wisdom and vision to you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'd appreciate if you shared the weekly reports, all my videos. Thanks so much. And we'll see you again next week. I'll be doing the May report in a minute as well, so watch out for that. Okay, bye for now.